NASDAQ up 204 to 8,091. 30-year Treasury yield trading at 1.37% and the 10-year at 0.77%. Spot price of gold down $4.50 to $1,679.20. Crude oil up $2.52 to $26.15. This is financial advisor Ryan Moore of Edward Jones, member SIPC, located in Deer Park, Washington, reporting for KCHW, Northern Lights Public Radio.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. Looking at 8:09. We made it through the news, and you are live this morning with Mr. Scott Allen, and by remote, or should I say via remote, like the big newscasters are always saying now when they're broadcasting from home, via remote from his living room, Mr. Chuck Ritchie. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning.
All right. So you feeling okay? You don't sound very bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Well, it's a little early. I was up a little bit late last night, but I'm good.
All right. You're kind of like me. You got that night owl thing going on, don't you?
It's a curse.
It's a curse. Well, I think it started for me because I spent my first jobs out of college. Well, college, I should say, working graveyards as a desk clerk. That's how I got through college. And then afterwards, of course, your first radio job is always a graveyard. And then I started doing nightclubs and DJing. So you're always kind of stuck in that graveyard mode, or at least late night mode. And it kind of tweaked me, I think, for life.
Well, I spent years bartending and doing catering and weddings and parties and stuff. So
kind of the same thing, right?
The same thing.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast. It's actually looking really, really good. Even the weekend, which yesterday looked like we were cooling back off, we still are, but the weather doesn't appear as it's going to be quite as bad as I said. Now, today's sunshine for us. We're going to top out at 70. It's going to be really, really nice. 42 for an overnight low. Let's see, Friday, mostly sunny day, a high of 70 again, 43 for an overnight low, a 10% chance of precip. Then Saturday right now, partly cloudy, going to drop all the way down to 49 from 70 degrees, so that'll be a little rough. 20% chance of rain, but then not too bad for your Sunday, partly cloudy skies, a high of 53, and then Monday is mostly sunny, and we're back up to 58. But definitely a couple really, really nice days on tap right now, so get out in your yard maybe and enjoy them a little bit.
That's great. That's what I plan to do today. Yeah.
So I got some things here that came across the wire. I'd like to get the coronavirus stuff out of the way first. First up this morning, Chuck, I hope you've been being good, because they said a Florida woman now has been arrested for allegedly breaking quarantine after the COVID-19 test. So she tested positive for this and then went out for a stroll.
Oh.
So she did get arrested for that, and they are doing that now, so be very, very careful. Also some footage out there, a drone footage capturing burials of what are said to be COVID-19 victims on New York City's Hart Island. Very, very grim and sad there, too. Let's see. There's some guidelines that the CDC put out for people that are still working. So essential workers, such as those in healthcare and food supply industries. The guidance is focused on those workers that can return to work after having been exposed to the new coronavirus. So after you've been gone for a couple weeks and you head back, I guess they're worried about reinfection possibilities and that type of stuff. So they want you to take your temperature before you go to work, wear a face mask at all times, practice social distancing as work duties permit. Stay at work if you don't stay at work if you become sick, I should say. Don't share headsets or objects used near the face. Don't congregate in the break room or other crowded places where you work. CDC also issued guidances for employers in essential industries. Do take your employees' temperature and assess for symptoms prior to starting work. Do increase the frequency of cleaning commonly touched surfaces. Increase air exchange in the building. And do send sick workers home immediately. Also, do test the use of face masks to ensure they don't interfere with the workflow or cause any dangers. So there's some tips from the CDC for people still working. And there are definitely a few of them out there. All right, Chuck. How are you and your family faring?
We're doing great. Yeah, we're doing great. We're just living the dream, man.
All right. Now,
I got a bunch of yard work done yesterday.
I lost you for a second. You got what done yesterday?
Oh, I got a bunch of yard work done yesterday.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
I got the riding lawnmower all cleaned up and ready to go.
It's going to get tougher and tougher as you walk around, over the next, we still got at least 3 weeks more of this, is walking around trying to find things to do around the house, right?
Oh, I got plenty to do.
All right. So now you witnessed somebody having a barbecue with a bunch of people, didn't you?
I did. I'm not going to say where, but...
You're not going to say where, but you did witness it. Oh, boy. Well, hopefully they were just barbecuing for immediate family, or do you think there was other people visiting?
Yeah, but it was probably their family. But still.
All right. Scary stuff. All right, let's move on to bits and breaks this morning. A question I was asked yesterday, when I buy new underwear, if I wash it first, and even if it's like sealed in a plastic thing, of course. And I always do, because that's just creepy. Chuck, do you wash new clothes?
Sure.
No, you take them right out of the package and wear them, don't you?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. All right. You can tell Chuck's kind of tired this morning. He doesn't want to play. All right. Women reveal why they really need a man around the house. All right. So these are, of course, stolen from online. One lady here said, and this is from the website Cafe Mom, she says, I need guys around to fix my car and kill bugs. Oh, and to cook food on a grill, because I can't do that either. All right. This one says, I'm a single mom, and I wish I had the dad voice. So when my boy's father was alive, he could do that deep dad voice, and they would all listen. And she says, me, not so much. So she needs that dad bark. So now, do you have that, Chuck, when you get to, when things aren't going right, the voice gets really low and the kids jump?
No, I'm not the one in the house that does that. That's Laura's job.
That's Laura's job.
Oh, yeah, she's got the angry voice down.
All right. So when she does it, everybody in the house jumps, right?
Oh, yeah, even the dog.
All right. Here's one that says, again, killing bugs and lifting heavy things. Guy's most useful for it says, well, he's almost a foot taller, so I use him for reaching things I can't. And you can flip that for me. I try to like date taller women so they can get things off the shelf for me.
And kill bugs for you?
Yeah, it says to kill spiders and snakes, to mow the yard, till the garden, build my greenhouse and chicken coops, to go to work and spoil me. Yeah, he has since he was 17 years old, and now he's 41. So they've been married a while.
Yeah.
It says, there's one woman here says, there is nothing a man could do for me that I can't do myself. Men have only ever made things harder, really.
Well, that's how all women's trouble begin with men.
Wow. There's one that says, the fun stuff, and then pay for movies and to go half on everything else. All right. Last one said, my husband is my security blanket. I hate sleeping alone, so he knows, mad or not, he has to sleep in the bed with me. We can ignore each other if we want, but we do have to sleep together. Hey, that's a good thing, I think, right there, right?
What about one to yell at?
She didn't have that on her list, so maybe she's not a yeller. All right.
Well, maybe.
All right, body parts that you don't need. All right, first one up, your pinky toe. Speculation since we no longer have to run for our dinner and we wear sneakers, the pinky toe's evolution purpose is disappearing, and maybe the pinky itself will go the way of the dodo and just disappear. But then how would we count to 20?
That's right.
Wisdom teeth. Me and Mike covered this pretty good yesterday. This third set of molars is largely useless, doing little beyond crowding the mouth and sometimes causing a bunch of pain. All right. Still have your wisdom teeth?
I have two of them.
Two of them. All right. The vomeral nasal organ. Vomeral nasal organ. These are tiny and useless chemoreceptors lining the inside of your nose. Let's see. Most body hair, while facial hair serves some purposes, the hair found on the rest of the body is practically useless and can be removed with few ill effects. And then there's
that must be what happened to the hair on top of my head.
Yes, totally.
That's body hair, right?
Yeah.
That's not my body.
Female vas deferens. These are a cluster of dead end tubules near the ovaries, and they are the remains of what could have turned into ducks. I don't know. I guess we don't need them. A male actually has a uterus, too. Yes, we do. Sort of. The remains of the undeveloped fetal or female reproductive organ hangs on one side of the male prostate gland, in case we would have been a woman. All right.
Huh.
I'm going to get rid of that.
Shit, who would that take care of?
All right, and then of course your appendix. Yes, basically useless. Well, it does produce some white blood cells. Most people are fine with an appendectomy. All right. I got some. I worked on this for you because I know you were really worried about gaining weight during the lockdown, Chuck. I have some ways for you to burn calories because I know you're not big on the exercise thing, right?
Well, yeah, I've arthritis in my knees, so it kind of hurts.
All right. So if you need to
That's my excuse.
say it louder, please.
At least that's my excuse.
Okay. If you need to justify that cheeseburger, then figure out how many calories you can burn by doing some other not-so-fun stuff. So cleaning your rain gutters for an hour, 300 calories. All right. Making the bed for Laura, 13 calories. Not very good. But you could unmake it and make it again several times. You know. All right. Slow dancing for 20 minutes, always my favorite. That burns 81 calories. Washing your hands, just 16, but you're doing it a lot now, so...
Right, doing it every 30 seconds. I'm burning at least 3,000 calories an hour doing that.
There you go. Washing the dishes by hand burns 30 calories, and sitting in a 1-hour meeting, only 122, and guess what? You're probably not going to have to do that, which is a good thing. All right. Let's see. A couple more amazing facts. The internet took 5 years to reach 50 million people. And by comparison, television took 13 years and radio 38 years. So the internet took off way faster.
Oh, congratulations, internet.
Yes. Largest desert in the world is not the Sahara, but the Antarctica. Considered a desert. All right. Elephants can recognize themselves in mirrors. That means they're super, super smart. I had one cat. I've had one cat. I've had lots of cats. I'm a cat person. So, like every, 10, 15 years of your life, you're getting a new cat. I had a cat that would clean his face in the mirror. He would stand on the full-length mirror on the bedroom door with his, front paws on the mirror, hold himself up all stretched out, and then he would take one paw, lick it, and wash his face. And watch himself in the mirror. That's pretty impressive. There's some kind of sentience going on there, and elephants can recognize their own reflections as well. Here's
we
what
have a dog that growls and barks at herself in the mirror, and I'm not really sure if she's really smart or really dumb.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's something I'm sure you didn't know. Ants will actually stretch when they wake up.
Huh.
Americans consume 350 slices of pizza every second. And Alaska is the most northern, western, and eastern state. A few of its islands cross into the eastern hemisphere. All right, gonna wrap it up here before we go for trivia. I thought these were kind of fun. They were trending on Twitter. It was hashtag infomercial a film. All right, so these are films that we have turned into infomercials. First one, When a Stranger Calls in the Next 5 Minutes. Star Wars, now with new, improved, and awakened Force. I thought that one might get you just a little bit.
Okay.
A new, improved, and awakened Force. All right, let's see.
That's not me today.
Hey, I like that. You got trouble. The ShamWow Redemption. Let's see. Apocalypse Now or Your Money Back. The Good, the Bad, and the Snuggie. Oh, the dog didn't like that one at all. And Dirt Devil Wears Prada. How about The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers for the Price of One? And We Missed It After Christmas, free Polar Express delivery. All right. That's enough of that. You ready for some trivia? Because you're running really slow. You got that dog under control?
Yeah, we'll put them outside.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Today it's my buddy Chuck Ritchie. He's in trouble.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Immediately, Chuck. That means rather fast.
Immediately.
All right. Immediately.
No.
All right. During his entire 47 years in government, Herbert Hoover did what with his federal paychecks?
Ooh. Went to Vegas.
No, he actually turned each one of them over to charity because he was independently wealthy before entering politics.
So good for him.
Yeah, it was good. Well, I mean, how many people actually go out there and just do it for community service?
Right.
Not very.
I think the job of the president doesn't really pay that well. I mean, it does for a normal person, but not for somebody who's really rich.
But you know what, though? You get that paycheck every month for the rest of your life.
I know. That's got to be nice.
And all that health care? Come on. Yeah. But yeah, they're usually millionaires before they get there because, well, they've had their pockets lined so many times.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The very first one of these in the U.S. opened in 1905, and it was at 53 1/3 Spring Street in New York City. The very first of these opening in the U.S. It's a type of restaurant.
The very first one of these burger joints.
No, it was a pizzeria. Come on, Chuck.
Pizzeria.
Pizzeria.
It's not pizza.
All right. Everything is better with beer. So I'm going to describe some people, places, or things, and you have to use the word beer in place of a similar sounding word in the answer. All right?
Okay.
All right. So let's see if we can make it through the first one. All right. The name of the lead character in the sitcom Seinfeld.
Jerry Beer.
So you would use Beery instead of Jerry.
Beery.
Beery.
Seinfeld.
Beery. All right, okay.
I got it.
You got it now?
I see what we're doing now.
All right. The capital of Germany.
Beer guard?
No, it'd be Berlin.
Oh, Beer. I don't know. I didn't know. Yeah.
All right. A comic book character whose sidekick is Robin.
Beer man?
This is tough for you, isn't it? All right. And a snack chip in the shape of a triangle.
Burritos?
Burritos. I wish they actually made those.
Blaze does that do me a flavor thing. You should recommend beer flavored.
Beer-flavored Doritos. There you go. All right, fun and games. This is the most common non-contagious disease in the world. Most common non-contagious disease in the world.
Oh, the beer flu.
The beer flu. No, it is tooth decay.
Tooth decay.
Tooth decay. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, because I guess gingivitis is a disease, maybe? Huh? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
When a doctor uses his plesser on you, what's he doing?
His what?
His plesser.
His plesser.
Plessor.
He is pushing down on your tongue?
No, that was good. But it's actually the rubber hammer thing that they test your reflexes with.
Oh.
All right. Here you go. Couple more trivia questions. 42% of women say they can't make this. 42% of women say they can't make this food. And it's super easy.
It's super what?
It's super easy.
It's super easy. Mac and cheese.
You're close. Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yeah. Doesn't seem that tough.
Spaghetti. You
All
just
right.
open the jar.
1/3 of all of these occur in the states of Texas and California, and it's a crime. Experts say 1/3 of these occur in Texas and California, and it's a crime.
Cowboy hat.
Stop whining.
Cowboy hats is not the right answer, but I'm going to give it to you. Experts say 1/3 of these occur in Texas and California. You might come out in the morning and find out it happened to you.
Lawn ornaments.
No, a car theft. Actually steal your car. Most 1/3 of all car thefts happened in Texas and California.
Huh. Interesting.
What flavor was the very first lifesaver?
cherry. Mint.
Mint. I'm going to give that one to you.
There you go.
Peppermint. Peppermint was the very first lifesaver. Now these, I'm going to tell you.
My favorite.
I got two fun ones to wrap up here, and I'm going to give you 3 statements. You tell me which one's the lie. First
Okay.
up, 42% of women. Oh no, we'll forget that. The first zoo in the United States was in Philadelphia. The T-shirt was invented by automaker Henry Ford, and the state of California raises the most turkeys out of all the states. Which one's the lie?
I'm going to go with Henry Ford's T-shirt.
That is exactly the lie. Let's see if I can make it a little tougher for you. Alaska is so large, it could hold the 21 smallest states. Americans consume more wine than the French. And the original title for Lord of the Flies was Strangers from Within. Which one's the lie?
Lord of the Flies.
No. Actually, Americans consuming more wine than the French. The French still drink more wine than anyone else on the planet.
Oh, I heard that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I heard that.
But Alaska is so large, you could actually stick the smallest 21 states in it. All right. Me and Chuck can take a little break. We're going to be...
I know that one's true.
You know that one's true? All right.
Yeah,
Well, you used to
totally.
live in Alaska, so they probably brag about that kind of stuff. You could stick 21
do.
states inside of us. Huh.
And we like to teach Texas about their cute little state they got that there.
All right, we're going to roll out some tunes. We'll be back. Chuck Ritchie from his living room with me this morning. And right now, it's the Wombats and Bee Sting Radio on KCHW. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
So I don't know which phone you're using or what we're doing, but I can only hear a third of what you say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, most of it is total mumbling. I can't. I'm just going and saying my next thing because I can't tell what you said. Have you switched phones again?
No, I'm on the landline that worked better last time.
Wow, weird. Well, let's do this. I'm gonna disconnect you, and will you dial back in and just see if we get a better connection?
Okay. Do you want me to try on my cell phone again, or do?
Well, you see, if this is the one you used last time and it was better, we should probably stick with it. It's just kind of weird. But maybe we just, I don't know, hang up and dial in again, and then maybe we'll work on positioning of the phone or something.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll call back in.